Yo, what up everyone? This is Succeed with Az starring Azza. Today we're going to be talking about Tony Robbins' book, Awaken the Giant Within. Basically what this book is about is creating new standards and then creating absolute certainty that we can achieve those standards. And then we have to alter our beliefs so that we can actually have that absolute certainty of achieving those standards. And then through consistent action, we create change. Okay, so there are three major concepts to this book. The first one is that there are three decisions that control our lives. The first decision is basically the decision to decide what we focus on, what's our purpose, what's our aim, are we trying to lose weight, are we trying to make money? The second decision is the way we interpret things, what we give meaning to. So if I think of a certain memory, what kind of emotions does that memory invoke? What kind of meaning did I give that memory to? And the third decision is what kind of action am I going to take to get the outcome that I want? Now, action occurs when you truly made the decision to change. The second major concept to this book is that there are 5 elements that make up a decision. Those elements are beliefs, values, rules, a reference, and an emotional state. Okay? Beliefs is the actual certainty we have for what something actually is. So, I don't smoke because it gives me bad lungs. This pretty much exemplifies what Tony Robbins calls linking pain and pleasure to things. So, the pain is that if I do smoke, I get bad lungs. The pleasure is that if I don't smoke, I get healthy lungs. So it's important. The key here is to actually link pain to the old behavior and pleasure to the new behavior, which is not smoking. The second element is rules. This is where we feel good when something happens. So, for example, I'll feel good when I'm a millionaire. Oh yeah, I'll feel good. No, but what Tony Robbins goes on to saying is that nothing actually needs to happen for us to feel good. We can actually achieve this by changing our rules and changing the way we think. So we can feel good for no reason at all as a result of we're changing the way we think and changing our rules. Making our rules much more easier can actually enable that. The next element is values. So every decision we make is guided by our values. And when we don't know what our values are, then that's when we have trouble making a decision. So for example, my top values are health, growth, commitment, looking and feeling good. So going to the gym for me was a no-brainer. The next element is references. So this is basically everything you've ever experienced in life. This includes everything you've ever smelt, touched, tasted, saw, or heard. And the references can not only be your experiences, but they can also be the experience of others that you've heard from. So the more references you have, the more possibilities you've given yourself to explore and have other avenues of opportunities. And basically what it comes down to as well, for example, if I was to learn a new instrument, if I was to become a musician, okay, I don't have any references of learning a new instrument, but I do have references of learning a particular art form in a short period of time. And I can also read books, learn other people's experiences of them becoming a musician as well. So I could actually do that. The last element is emotional state. This is where you have to be in a good emotional state when making key decisions, when making fundamental decisions. If you're in a bad emotional state towards making the decision, then that can lead to a faulty decision. For example, if I was at a property auction, and I was in a bad emotional state, that could lead to me not getting the property I want at the price that I wanted to get it at. The third major concept to this book is asking yourself the right questions. So basically, many people, when they're making a decision, they ask themselves questions that lead to bad answers. For example, if I was going to ask myself, how can I lose weight? I'll probably get a generic answer saying, eat healthy and exercise. A better question that would lead to a better answer would be, how can I lose weight and enjoy the process? Then it'll start coming up with my brain will start coming up with all these answers saying, I could do, cycling, I could do golf. I'm not sure if golf would work, but, these sorts of answers would come up. And it's a majority of our thinking comes down to asking and answering questions. We're doing that all day long. You're probably asking yourself whether or not you should trust this guy, but you should. To put it all together, whenever making a decision or a change, you must first consider your beliefs, your rules, your values, your references, your emotional state as well, the state that you're going to be in when making the change or decision, and the question that you're ultimately asking yourself before making that change or decision as well. So that's the quick snippet of Tony Robbins' book in a nutshell, Awaken the Giant Within. If you enjoyed it, thumbs up. If you want more content, subscribe. Otherwise, peace. Take care.